Hello everyone, thank you for being here today. My purpose is to review the Susie's assessment result in a way that is clear and understand for everyone on the IEP teams. I will explain the Susie's strength, the area where she is having the difficulty, what the assessment score means, and the support that may help her be more successful in the general education classroom. Susie was referred for an evaluation because her parents and the teachers were concerned about her progress in reading, especially phonics, word readings, and spelling. Even after receiving the reading support, she continued to have the significant difficulty. Today we are not looking at the one test or one number. We are looking at the whole student. This includes the formal assessment, classroom performance, teacher observation, working samples, and parents' information. In my classroom experience, I have seen the students who work very hard but still struggle with the certain academic skills. Looking at the several sources of the information help us to understand whether the student need a different instruction or more specialized support. Before discussing the Susie's difficulties, I want to recognize her strengths. She is a cooperative, she tries to complete her work, and she also has a positive relationship with her peers. Her math performance is also much stronger than her readings and writing performance. This is important because the Susie is not a struggle equal in every academic area. In my classroom experience, I have noticed that the students who have reading difficulties can sometimes become frustrated or anxious because they know they are working harder than their classmates. That is why I think it's important for us to recognize Susie's strengths while also providing the support in the areas she needs. Several methods were used to understand Susie's needs. The VSCO 5 examined cognitive areas such as verbal comprehension, visual spatial ability, working memory, and processing speed. The Woodcock-Johnson 4 test of the achievement measure Susie's academic performance in reading, writing, spelling, and mathematics. An auditory perceptual assessment examined how well Susie could remember, discriminate, and process the information that she heard. The team also considered teacher reports, behavioral information, classroom observation, working sample, and parents' input. Using several resources is important because no single assessment can give us a complete picture of the student. Multiply measures allow us to complete information and make a more accurate educational decision. On the VSCO 5, Susie received a verbal comprehension score of 85 and a visual spatial score of 88. These areas were stronger than some of her other cognitive scores. Her working memory score was 68 and her processing speed score was 73. Her full scale IQ score was 74. For the family, I would explain working memory this way. Susie may have a difficult holding the information in her mind while she is trying to use it. For example, if I give 3 directions at the same time, she may remember the first direction but forget the second or third. Because of this, she may benefit from the shorter directions and repetition, visual examples, and additional processing time. Susie's academic score showed a very clear pattern. Her reading score was 59, broad reading was 57, basic reading skill was 59, and reading fluency was 57. Her reading comprehension score was 67, and her letter word identification score was 48. Writing was also an area of the concern. Her spelling score was 52. Her broad writing language score was 60. However, her math results were much stronger. Her broad math score was 89, and her calculation score was 110. For the parents, I will explain that these numbers show us that Susie has a significant difficulty with reading, decoding, spelling, writing language, while the math calculation is an important strength. This difference between her stronger and weaker area helped the team understand her individual learning profile. When we put all of the Susie's information together, the data support of the specific learning disability, SLD, in reading and writing language skills. Susie has a significant difficulty connecting letter with the sound, decoding unfamiliar word, reading fluently, spelling, and expressing herself in writing. And she also demonstrates weaknesses in phoneme, grapheme knowledge and short-term auditory memory. In a family-friendly language, I would explain that this does not mean that Susie cannot learn. It means that she learns some reading and writing skills differently and need more explicit and specialized instruction. IDEA require that the teams to consider several types of the data when determine an SLD and to make sure that the academic difficulty is not the primary explained by the factor such as vision, hearing, intellectual disability, emotional disturbance, cultural factors, environmental or economic disadvantage, or limited English proficiency. Accommodation and modification. Based on Susie's need, I would recommend several classroom supports. She may benefit from the extended time, shorter step-by-step direction, visual directions, graphic organizers, or a small group instruction, repeated modelings, and frequently check for understanding. She should also receive the explicit and systematic instruction in phonics, decoding, and spelling. For some assignments, the teacher could reduce unnecessary copying or provide a shorter reading passage while still teaching the same important concept. In my classroom experience, I have found that the breaking direction into smaller steps and showing the student an example before asking them to work independently can make a major difference. This support can help the Susie access the grade level learning without lowering our expectation for her. Technology support. Technology can also help the Susies access the curriculum. For example, text-to-speech could allow her to listen to the grade level material when the goal of the lesson is understanding the content rather than decoding. Audiobooks may help her participate in literature and content area lessons. Speech to text could support the longer writing assignment when spelling and handwritings are interfering with her ability to communicate what she knows. Digital graphic organize and appropriate phonics practice tools could provide the additional support. Technology should not replace direct reading instruction. Instead, it should give the Susie's access to the classroom content while she is continue to develop her reading and writing skills. Finally, the evaluation process must follow both legal and ethical requirements. Under IDEA, the school must use the appropriate assessment tools, evaluate the student in all suspected area of disability, and avoid making a decision from only one assessment. Parents must be included in the evaluation and decision-making process, and assessment information should be explained in an understandable language. The team must also protect the Susie's confidentiality and make a decision based on her individual educational needs rather than assumption or labels. As her special education teacher, my responsibility is not simply to report score. My responsibility is to help the family and the IEP teams understand what those scores means for the Susie in the classrooms, and how we can use the information to help her succeed. Overall, Susie has a clear strength, especially in mathematics, but she needs specialized support in the reading and writing language. With appropriate instruction, accommodation, technology, and collaboration between her family and school teams, we can provide her with a meaningful opportunity for academic success. Thank you.